Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. One of my favorite little restaurants when I was living on the California Delta was a little restaurant that kind of was on stilts. It was out over the water. You walked down a gangplank to go out to it. And one of their specialties was chicken piccata. And I just love chicken piccata. So that's what I'm going to make for you today. So here we go. Here is a half chicken breast that we're going to be using. I don't think these came from Albertsons. I think they came from Hooters actually. But the first thing I have to do is cut them in half. And so then we're going to flatten them out. So let's go. Okay, now we have to flatten the breasts. First thing I've done is put some plastic wrap down on this cutting board. And now we'll put a chicken breast on that. And then we're going to take another piece of plastic. I'm going to wet it just a little bit. And then we'll put that over the chicken. Now we'll take our little mallet and pound it out. We want to get this out to about 1/4 of an inch thickness, nice and even. That looks about right. So we'll take this out. Yeah, that's perfect. Very nice. Now we'll keep going with the rest until they're all done. And I'll bring you back when we're at that stage. Okay, here's the last one. That's just how you want them. Nice and thin, about 1/4 of an inch, nice and even. That'll make a beautiful, beautiful chicken piccata. Now we're going to trim any excess fat here, get rid of that, and then we'll start to coat them. Now our next step is the breading stations. So the first thing we're going to do is coat each chicken breast in seasoned flour. Shake off the excess, and then we'll dip it in egg, to which there's been a little water added. And now we'll put it in panko, or breadcrumbs, whichever you like. I just happen to like panko. Gives it a little more interesting flavor. And now we set it over here on the rack. The wire rack, let that set up just a little bit to dry, because the coating will adhere better if you let it dry first before you put it in the oil. So again, flour first, then the egg, and into the panko. And this is not wet hand, dry hand. This is just gorilla fingers. Okay, I'll be back when we get all of this done. And there are the chicken breasts, all nicely breaded, ready to put in the oil. Okay, now we're ready to fry the chicken breasts. So we'll put them in, this oil is about 325, something like that. So I'm going to put a few pieces of chicken in here. and we'll cook them for about 3 or 4 minutes on a side until they get nicely browned. And then I'm going to remove them and put them on a baking sheet with parchment paper and put them in a 325 oven so that they can finish cooking in the oven, and it'll also keep them warm. Now those are some nicely browned chicken breasts. So I'll put those on a sheet tray with some parchment paper, and we'll put those in the oven to keep them warm. Okay, now we're going to make the sauce for the chicken piccata. So you need to pour off the fat from the skillet and return the skillet to high heat. Now we're going to add some chicken stock. I'm making more than the recipe calls for, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Homemade, of course. And then we're going to put in some lemon juice. It's very lemony, so I like that. And I have some capers. And then we're going to do some salt and pepper. Just a touch. And then we're going to bring that up to a boil, and we're going to let that simmer. Well, we're going to bring it up to a boil and let it thicken a little bit, I should say. And you want to scrape all those bits off the bottom of the skillet, because all that's good flavor. So we'll get this all in sauced up and thickened up a little bit, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, now we've the sauce has thickened up a little bit. Now we're going to return the chicken to the sauce to let it warm up if it needs it, and also to absorb some of the flavors. Okay, we'll flip those around a little bit. Oh man, that's looking good. There we go. Now we'll let them nestle in there for a little bit and absorb some of those flavors, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, the final thing we have to do to this sauce is add some butter. And I have some capers somewhere. Well, I had some capers. Maybe they're already in there. Anyway, they're probably in there already, I think. We add some butter. That'll really make it nice and rich. as if it isn't rich enough. We'll stir this around and turn these puppies over so they get really nicely drenched in all this delicious sauce. Oh man, that's smelling good. Okay, looks like we're just about ready to serve it up. And there's our dinner. Chicken piccata and mashed potatoes. Can't wait to dig into that. Thanks for watching another episode of My Idaho Cabin. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe or click the like button down below, down over here, and I'd really appreciate that. And as usual, the recipe will be down below, right over here, and some of the things that I use on my videos, some of the tools, some of the spices and stuff will be listed down below as part of my Amazon store. So if you need anything that's listed there, I'd appreciate it if you'd click on the link right there and buy it through my store. I get a little commission and it won't cost you a dime. So thanks again for visiting My Idaho Cabin, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with me.